Hey everyone, welcome to Ellis Mowers. I appreciate y'all watching the channel as always. Got a couple push mowers, haven't done these in a while. I got a couple of parts waiting on a couple things and I want to get a quick flip or two in. So we're going to make basically a 2-into-1 here. This red Craftsman's pretty wore out, including the engine. I think the engine was ran without oil and it's knocking really bad, doesn't have any compression. So well, I have what I believe is a good engine here on this black Craftsman, and what I'm going to do is take like carburetor and other parts like the pull rope and stuff and put it on this Craftsman to see if that will allow it to run, and we're going to see if we can get the self-propel going. That would be a bonus if we can. This thing's been sitting up a while, so it's just a matter of what we might be able to do here. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'll go ahead and take all the parts and stuff off of this black Craftsman because I know the carburetor is probably trashed and a few other things. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, Ellis at ellismowers.com or at ellismowers09 on Instagram and Facebook. Let's get started. Alright guys, let's get cruising on this. Shouldn't take too long. Take everything apart on this. Hopefully the gas tank's okay. We'll see. 5/16 pulls the air filter off, which is just toast. So we'll get the remainder of the 5/16 here for the air filter. Like I told y'all, the carb is done too. I'm almost 100% positive. So get the cover off. Again, we're just basically making something out of nothing here at this point. So get that loosened up. This cover off, at least in that over there. So we'll pull the little backing plate off here as well. Wow. Like I said, it looks pretty rough, y'all. So let me do, let's see, fuel line. Take care of this at least. We're not going to save the fuel line, I'm just trying to get it off here. Usually if you can get it loose inside the little connection there, it'll come off. There we go. So we also have a 1/4 inch for the top here, which we'll get now. Don't lose that spring. And then we're going to do the 2 3/8. Is this spring going to be okay? I think it is. 2 3/8 to get the carburetor off. Now I know that the other carburetor is good, which is why I'm just swapping everything out right now. So carb's off. And we'll pull that off. There's really not going to be any saving that, so we'll go ahead and just toss it. Gas tank will come off pretty easily as well. A couple of 5/16 here. 1, 2, and 3. All right, so that's that. And we do have a 3/8 on the bottom. Well, do we necessarily need that? We don't necessarily need to take off the 3/8. So this has got the key start, but again, everything's all locked up and stuff. So we're going to take off all the key start stuff on this just to make it a push mower. Again, just trying to make something out of nothing here. So pull that out of the way. Then our next step is 3/8 all around. Hopefully none of these break off. All right, we're good. We should be able to get off. Oh, the dipstick should come out. Yeah. And then we just got to wiggle it off of the little mount here on the front. There we go. Just going to cut off the pull rope because this is frozen in here. So, no, not even any need to save any pull rope. We'll cut that off. That way we can get everything else out of the way, including the gas tank. I'll do the blow test on the gas tank, which I'll show you what that looks like. We're just gonna, and if there's any leaks, you'll hear them. I blew into it, plugged the end of it, and everything just kind of stayed sealed from what I could tell, so that's good. Now we have these, let me get this out of the way too. These bolts keeping the starter in, which we'll go ahead and get off because we're not going to be putting any starters or anything on this. So 3/8 again. We'll see if a wrench will get these off. Maybe the socket, maybe the impact, I doubt it, but maybe. Oh, they did. And we're as rusted on there as I thought, luckily. Okay, so that's good. So that starter will just disconnect as well. And that's pretty much disconnecting everything on this. I'm going to do that to the other one. Obviously, this flywheel's a little bit different, but nothing crazy. There we go. That starter is locked. So that's it. Again, I'll do the same thing to the other, save for the starter because that one doesn't have it. And then once I slap everything back on, I'll get right back with y'all. Alright, so I've already started putting it back together, basically the reverse of how we put it on. Carburetor went first, and then I put the vane back on for the auto choke. And so the choke is in, and then you let the choke out. Or the choke will come out as the thermostat on the exhaust comes on. So just remember that. Got gas in it. I went ahead and tightened up the gas line because I do have some gas in this tank, and changed the pull rope around. So got all that going on. I'm going to finish it up tomorrow because I have to stop tonight, and we'll see how we finish everything up. This is the little vane I'm talking about, and that's the orientation that it's supposed to go. All right, so don't forget that. It's supposed to go behind or toward the front of the little vane coming off the exhaust. All right, so that's what's going on. I'll keep on plugging away, put everything back together. I will put a little switch deal on this because the cable a little bit too far gone on the ignition here. I guess you want to call it the ignition, right? In order for it to do what it needs to do. So we'll work on that a little bit and get that switch going, and then we will also see if we can get the self-propel going. It is locked solid right now, so at the very least we'll get these wheels freed up and turn it into just a little push mower if we need to. So we've got the self-propel. Again, I don't think the cables are just done on it and whatnot, and again, the mower is not in the best condition, so it's not really cost inducive for me to fix it. So we're going to take it off. I've already done the other side really easy. All I got to do is take the wheel off. Again, like it, even the little inside groove for the wheel didn't even come off on this one. So we'll be working on that. Might have to find a wheel for it. Cut that little piece off. Either way, screwdriver and we'll take off this E-clip here. That probably went down the garage, never to be seen again. Either way, pull the gear off. Again, this gear is pretty seized on too, so we've got to figure out how to get that off, because you've got to get off. See, like we're just screwed here on this side. I've got to get off this plastic piece, this little spline gear thing here, and this gear, which is kind of stripped on there. Maybe if I tapped it with a ball peen, it might give a little with some lubricant and stuff. Just fail city all over the place here, aren't I? Let's see. Gotta be careful not to mushroom the end of this. I think we've made it past that point. But the premise is you just got to get the wheel off and get this gear off. There's a little key inside that gear. That takes this plastic cover off. And you can see how tight that was. And the pulley's not even turning. So makes me think that the gears are bad inside it anyways. So I'll get this off, cut this off, put another wheel on it, take this off, and then it's just a matter of pretty much probably just going to cut the belt and cut the axle. That way we don't have to do anything. These belts are cheap if I need them for anything else. Looks like we have a bent blade too, so we'll have to find a blade. And when you cut the axle, you just cut it off kind of close over here. That way you can slide both ends out from the outside. Sometimes you can cut the end off on each side too. It just makes it easy. But after that, like I said, we already got the carburetor and gas tank and stuff on. Then it's just a matter of wiring up a ground switch, which I'd usually just take this wire right here, disconnect the spring, zip tie this back so that it stays on all the time, and use the switch to physically turn it on and off. We're just trying to basically make something out of nothing here. This is going to be like a $75 or $80 mower for somebody. and we're just saving one from the scrapyard. Reason why I'm not using that mower, number one, the engine is bad on that. Number two, with all the rust you see right here, there really ain't no getting these mounting bolts off without breaking them off, so I'm saving myself a lot of trouble. The deck is still okay on this, we just got to get the self-propelling stuff off. Again, just trying to make the quickest turnaround possible, because you don't want to have more than a couple hours in this, because you're not really going to make a lot of money on it. So we're going to keep on working. I'll be right back with you. Alright, so I've got the left side done. I found another wheel that was in there. I've got this AIM Extreme Duty lubricant that was sent to me, and we're going to see if this works. They're like an all-natural lubricant company, so they don't use aerosols and stuff like that. Just wanted to thank them for sending it to me. Planet Safe Lubricants is the parent company, and so we're going to pop this on here, see if that'll help free up this wheel. Just did a little dab, and we'll slide it on here. And remember, it was a little bit tight when we first put it on, and it appears that it's working pretty good. So wanted to give them a little bit of time. We do need to put this plastic piece back on. This plastic piece in the washer helps space out the wheel so that when you put the nut back on, it goes on correctly. So we're putting that back on, and look at that. So just wanted to give them a quick mention. AIM, Planet Safe Lubricants. They make stuff for guns and stuff like that too. So you'll see that in a couple of videos coming up. But I just got to put the nuts back on, find a blade for this, get it back on the ground, see what we can do with the switch, and then we'll be able to have it running here in just a second. That's what I'll cut to next. I'll get the switch, I'll show you what I did, and we'll see if it runs. Alright y'all, so we've got it down, and I think I've got a stuck valve, so I think I'm going to have to put it back on the lift and get that thing unstuck. But I'm just going to pull it a couple times, see if we can get it to go, because there's a little bit of seepage coming through the carburetor too. So maybe I was wrong. So we'll put an air filter in it, change the oil, sharpen the blade. Blade's actually balanced, believe it or not. It's not vibrating the mower too bad. Put this air filter on right here. Make everything look nice and pretty again, and we will have a push mower ready for sale here in just a few minutes. So here's the final tally on this one. Turned out pretty good, all things considered. Again, I think I had like, I don't know, I got that red one as part of a lot. This one was free, so I don't really have any money in these. So we're gonna see what we can get out of this. I think between $80 and $100 is realistic in the current climate, even without self-propel. Self-propel, this would be like $120, $140 mower. Show you that it runs good one more time. Give you a quick walk around, and then we'll be done. Switch, by the way, I just run wire up here and to this 2-pole switch. We're turning the ground on, so that means the O, when the O is pushed down, that means that it's in the run position. This is an auto choke, so you just pull it and go. I've got it grounded to this mechanism right here, which I have zip tied back. You can't go too far on the zip tie, otherwise it'll start making noises and stuff that you don't want. So that's what's going on there. Leaving the self-propel off of it makes this push mower relatively easy to push. You don't have all that weight of the self-propel on it. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I always enjoy doing push mower videos because it's like basically going back to the basics for me. I don't really, I mean, you see I do a bunch of different stuff now. Riders, golf carts, got a couple of old Gravely mowers in here. So we've got I got a sod cutter back there, which you'll see. So we've got a lot of different stuff going on here. And this is what really started the channel, with these push mowers, flipping push mowers, customer returns. I always enjoy getting back to that and doing a couple of those every once in a while. Skill set's increased greatly since then, which makes these quick turnarounds and easy to get fixed, easy money overall. I know that they're going to leave and they're not going to come back, which is really nice. So thank y'all again for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, Ellis at ellismowers.com or at ellismowers09 on Instagram and Facebook. And I'll catch y'all on the next video. See y'all then.